I never thought a simple Friday night could unravel everything I believed about us. The dinner started normally enough, dim lighting, soft jazz playing, wine glasses catching the flicker of candlelight, but there was something off in the air. Emily, my wife of 6 years, was unusually touchy, laughing a little too loudly at the waiter's jokes, brushing her hair back with a flirtatious flick I didn't recognize. I tried to tell myself I was imagining things, that maybe she was just in a particularly good mood, but a gnawing suspicion had taken root in my chest. We had chosen this little Italian restaurant for its romantic ambience, a place we'd frequented on special occasions. I reached across the table, taking her hand, and that's when I noticed it, the subtle shift in her fingers, the way she gently pulled away as though instinctively avoiding contact. My ring, a symbol I had sworn I'd never remove, felt heavier than usual that night. On impulse, I slipped it off, placing it delicately on the table between us, just to see what she would do. The reaction was instantaneous. Her eyes flickered, a micro-expression I'd never seen before, a flash of panic, a hint of guilt, and then a carefully controlled smile. "Oh, are you taking that off because it's hot?" she asked, her voice light, almost teasing. But I heard it, the tremor beneath the surface, the tiny hesitation that gave everything away. My chest tightened, and I realized in that instant that my suspicion wasn't paranoia. I tried to keep my composure, sipping my wine as if nothing had happened, but my mind was racing. Who was she texting under the table, the way her thumb moved too fast, too secretively? The way she laughed at something only she seemed to know? I needed answers. I needed proof. So, I said slowly, letting my eyes lock on hers, "You've been acting different lately. Is there someone else?" My words hung in the air, and for a split second, I thought I might be overreacting. But then her fork clinked against her plate, and she didn't immediately respond. Instead, she looked away, biting her lower lip. That was all the confirmation I needed. I reached subtly into my pocket and pulled out my phone, activating the screen recorder I had hidden in my notifications for moments like this. I wasn't going to confront her yet, I needed the truth. The flicker of tension in her posture, the slight tightening of her jaw, everything screamed deception. She wasn't expecting me to be prepared, to have already suspected her for weeks. Emily set her glass down and leaned back, giving me a smile that was just a fraction too forced. "Why are you looking at me like that?" she asked, trying to keep the conversation casual. But the damage was done. My mind was now a calculated machine, observing every twitch, every movement, every nuance in her behavior. "Because I noticed something," I said, voice calm but deliberate. "The way you've been acting, laughing at things I don't get, slipping your phone into your purse whenever I look at it. I know there's someone." She laughed softly, brushing her hair behind her ear, a practiced motion I now recognized as defensive. "You're imagining things," she said. But the lie was transparent, brittle. Her eyes darted to the side, to the waiter, to the dim corner where other couples were dining, anywhere but me. I took a deep breath and slid my ring back onto my finger. The metal felt like armor now, not a symbol of love but a weapon. "I slipped it off earlier," I said, watching her reaction carefully. "I wanted to see how you'd react. And that reaction told me everything I needed to know." Her face paled, the smile faltering. "Jason," she began, and I felt a jolt, my gut tightened at the sound of that name. She wasn't calling me by my name, she was starting to panic. "Yes, Jason," I said, letting the word hang like a guillotine. "I know about him. I've known for a while. The texts, the late nights, the excuses, it all adds up. And you thought I wouldn't notice." She went silent, her fork hovering midair, the wine glass trembling in her hand. Her facade of control crumbled like paper in a storm. I didn't mean," she started, but I stopped her with a single gesture. I didn't need her excuses. I didn't need her apologies. I had waited too long for this moment, had collected every piece of evidence, observed every subtle betrayal. My heart was racing, but my mind was eerily calm. I leaned back, studying her as if she were a stranger, someone I had once trusted but no longer could. "I need you to understand something," I said, voice low, deliberate. "This isn't just about him. This is about us. About what I thought we had. I slipped off my ring to see your reaction, and now I've seen it. Crystal clear. I know exactly who you are tonight. Tears welled in her eyes, but I didn't flinch. She had chosen her actions long before I confronted her. Jason. She stammered again, but the words fell flat, meaningless. The spell of deception had been broken. I stood up, leaving my chair scraping against the floor, a sound that seemed impossibly loud in the silence of the restaurant. Patrons glanced over, sensing the tension, but I didn't care. I had my proof, I had my clarity. I walked past her, past the table that had once held memories and promises, and left the restaurant. Outside, the cool night air hit me like a shockwave. I felt frozen for a moment, the betrayal cutting deeper than I'd expected. But beneath the shock, a strange sense of liberation began to stir. I had uncovered the truth, I had exposed the lies, and now, for the first time in months, I felt free. I didn't look back as Emily's name echoed in my mind, as her shocked, tearful face stayed burned in my memory. She had made her choices, and I had made mine. The ring was back on my finger, a symbol now not of submission but of resilience. I had survived her deception, and I would move forward, wiser, stronger, and unbroken. That night, the lesson was clear: trust is sacred, but vigilance is necessary. And sometimes, slipping off a ring, watching, and waiting for the truth is all it takes to see someone for who they truly are. Emily's flirtation, her reaction, her panic, they were all pieces of a puzzle that now lay complete before me. The night was cold, the streets empty, and I walked with my head high. The betrayal had been exposed, the cheat revealed, and for the first time in a long time, I felt the faint spark of hope that the next chapter of my life wouldn't be defined by lies but by the strength I had discovered within myself.